Hello there, Pisces. How's it going? It is time for your elemental reading, and this is going to be for the Earth Snake. Okay, so I'm going to do the Earth Snake. I think they've been waiting for a while. You guys have been waiting for a while. So this is for the year 1989. So if you were born in '89, then this is your read. The Earth Snake's going to do really well this year. I have a really good feeling for you guys. I really do. The main thing, this year is it is fire, and fire brings chaotic noise and rush and pressure. You know what I mean? But I think it's going to work out really good because it's going to definitely test your discipline. I can tell you that. So if you can stay grounded and disciplined, it's going to be a great year for sure. The Earth Snake is patient and calculated, and it's very protective, of its money. You're protective of your money. I think it's very important, by the way, this year to be very, very protective with your money. Yeah. Because, you don't want it to burn up. It is the year of the fire horse. So, yeah. The fire horse is fast and impulsive, and it's demanding. It's like action now. You know what I mean? And, so it's going to cause you to maybe resist, because, the Earth Snake doesn't like that. So you're going to resist. But the thing about it is when you resist, it's going to redirect you. And that's the key. The key here is creating some sort of a balance. Okay. You may resist something, so you may have to come to some sort of a compromise and seek some kind of a balance. And I think that is really all you really need, a controlled expansion, maybe expanding controlled, it's going to force that if you stay balanced. And if it's not balanced, then it's going to create, burnout or financial loss. So make sure you're protecting your money for sure. Yeah. And stay balanced. As far as your career goes, I think it's going to be a good year for career. Sudden opportunities could appear. But if they do come, it's going to come with pressure. So, something new may appear, but it's going to be, going to come with a little bit of pressure, and you may be pushed into some sort of a leadership role or forced to make some sort of a choice that you've been postponing. Yeah, it could have been postponing something, and it's going to be a time to push it through. The best path is basically to set your own pace. Okay. The fire horse is a really fast year, and the Earth Snake is not, is more really, honestly, more laid back. I mean, the snake itself can strike very quickly, and the fire horse is definitely a quick year, but I just feel that, the Earth Snake prefers to set back and make make decisions quietly. Yeah, kind of like sit in quiet. Yeah, where all the noise is going on and everything else crazy for the fire, the fire horse. So that's your guidance as far as making sure that you stay balanced and you protect your money. And if you are accepted if you are offered some sort of an opportunity or something like that, um, the best path is to take it. Yeah, but set your own pace. Yeah, make sure that you're setting your own pace, um, and don't get into any power struggles with anybody. Okay, you know you're better than that. You don't need to get involved with that. Just you know, win quietly, basically. And you know, and this is kind of like the good thing I was talking about. You know, snakes are very fast when they strike, and this is going to be your win strategy here in the fire horse here, because you know you need to act decisively after analysis, okay, and quickly. Yeah. So strategically, you know how like the snake, it kind of like it sees what it wants to hunt, and it's kind of strategy, and it sits there, you know, and then analysis, you know, it does an analysis on its prey, and then it strikes, and that's how you're gonna win. So, yeah, um, yeah. Don't take any risks with your money. Again, this is like emphasizing don't take risks with your money. Um, it's a good year though for you know long-term investments, you know, or some sort of land materials or infrastructure, businesses tied to resources, construction, energy, mining, logistics, stuff like that. Yeah, it probably doesn't have much to do with anybody that's watching me, but it could. But just you know, make sure you're watching your money. That's just basically the bottom line. And you know, again, it's saying watch your money. Um, this is going to be really protective advice here too for this year, you guys. You know, the earth snake is has got this built into them. You know, it's like they're very cautious. Okay, snakes are cautious, right? And this is going to be your superpower this year. So be cautious, okay? Be very, very, very cautious, especially when it comes to, you know, your money. And, you know, don't chase anything. You don't need to chase nothing. Let other people reveal, their consistency. You don't need to rush it to anything. Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be a strong year for planning. It's also a good year for learning how to read tarot cards, or, or reading runes, or, getting into, some occultic knowledge. It's a good year for that if you're into, also maybe grounding practices like yoga. That would be really good for you guys too. So, the main thing of this year is, to move slowly but firmly and cautiously, and choose fewer battles, and win them cleanly, like a clean strike, getting your prey. Yeah. Build foundations with others, and let the chaos that's going around, because it's a chaotic year, right? And just let that clear the path for you instead of joining in on it. You don't need to join in on the chaos. That's not really, that chaos doesn't work well with earth snakes. Yeah. And move when the ground is solid. That's kind of like the mantra. When we get into January, this is right now, we're in January. It's just a preparation for the upcoming year of the fire horse. It's coming up next month. So, it's just saying here to recognize your finances and tighten things up a little bit this month, and set boundaries for yourself. Yeah. When we get over here into February, which is actually the start of the fire horse year, the pressure is going to start to increase. It's fire. And somebody may demand answers or some sort of commitment. Commit only to what you can fully control. Don't commit to something that you can't control. All right? Yeah, this could be, some sort of career conversations, yeah. This could be small strategic actions, how they work better than bold moves too. So make sure that you're not doing something too bold. Yeah. Like I said, commit to only what you can, fully control. If you can't control it, don't commit to it. Now in March, conflict and clarity. Yeah. This is fire horse energy peaking here in March. Um, Power struggles, could be possible at work or in relationships. Some sort of truth could come out. Sometimes, and for some of you, it could be really loud. But just stand firm, and you don't need to really be too reactive. Your silence is your strength. So I like that. And we get over here into April, and the theme is opportunity through disruption. A surprise opening appears because someone else fails or exits. So this could be like something at work, It's an excellent month for negotiations if you stay grounded and your financial insights are going to start to sharpen. Wow, that's pretty good. I like it. So step into this opportunity, but don't over explain yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. Yeah, step into it and go with it. And make sure that you're getting a lot of rest. Okay, it's kind of like it's one of those months where it's just so much action. It takes a lot out of you. It does. When we get to May, the momentum, is moving, but you need to move with caution. All right, things could be moving a little bit quickly in May, and you may have a few big conversations. So just don't overextend yourself. That's the main risk. Okay, move forward, but cap your energy output. Make sure that you're taking care of your energy and protecting yourself and not, overextending yourself. Yeah. Let's see, what month was that? That is May. Yeah, April, May, June. So when we get into June, yeah, here we go, June. I knew I was missing something there. I was like, where the heck is June? Yeah. So this is when June comes around, it's going to be a financial reality check. Okay, so money matters come to the forefront, and gains are possible. So this is really good. But if there's any leaks, and what I mean by leaks, if there's any like wasteful money going out somewhere, you need to stop it. All right, and review your investments and your debts and your shared resources. And protect what you've built. Yeah. In July, this is a relationship testing month, huh? Emotional intensity rises. Loyalty is revealed. This is gonna talk about, this could be talking about, passion could really be high, but then again, it could go the other way too. It could go the other way. It could go, something, it depends upon who's loyal. If you're making it through, if you stay with somebody through this year, that's a loyal person. That's somebody that you're going to be with. That's gonna really deepen your loyalty. It's going to deepen your feeling. And then other relationships, romantic or non-romantic, are going to just burn away. It's a fire horse here. They're going to just burn away. Yeah. So, yeah, and don't chase any attention. Yeah. So, I feel that, for a lot of you, passion's going to build, but for some of you other ones, and, it could go the other way too. All right? In August, there's power and authority for you this month. So in August, it's a strong month for leadership and promotions or decisive action. Wow. People are going to notice your steadiness amid all the chaos. You know, this could be like at work again, you know. This is an excellent time for long-term career positioning. And lead quietly and decisively. Like I said, decisively. September, consolidation and grounding, slower pace returns, health and routine, and balancing, you know, your health and your routine. This is going to become very, very important, you know. Getting your rest, you know, and stabilizing things. You know, slower pace, you know, you can maybe stabilize things a little bit better. You know, basically it just simplifying this is just saying, you know, it's a good month to stabilize, you know, your gains from earlier months. All right, it's a good month to stabilize that. So definitely, yeah, looks like your money, you know, could be looking pretty good. In October, the theme is strategic advantage. Yeah. And your strategic advantage is, you know, behind the scenes planning, you know, legal or contractual, you know, signing contracts. Yeah. Something, you know, structured, you know, is going to be favored. So some sort of contract or something like that. Yeah. So the advice is to think 3 steps ahead. So make sure that you're planning this. This month is talking about strategic, being strategic. Yeah. So, and in November, closure and release. Old cycles end. Jobs, relationships, or beliefs, emotional clarity arrives. Letting go creates space for stability. So this is really kind of good. It says here with the advice, you know, release without resentment. In December, authority and mastery. And you end the year much stronger than when you started. And you're going to have a lot more recognition, especially as far as your career goes. Your confidence is going to really solidify, you know, get really solid. You're going to have more solid confidence. And, you know, and it's a good month for setting long-term intentions for 2027. All right? So your best months are April, August, October, and December. And the months that you need to move really cautiously and carefully are March, July, and June. All right, you guys. All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna pull a couple of runes out here, and we'll see what else. All right. So what's going on with the Earth Snake for Pisces? Yeah, wow, the Death Rune, see? Something new for sure, a new start, new beginning, you know. Something new is going to start in 2026. Arcana. They mean the same thing. Both of these runes mean the same thing, basically. A new beginning, a new beginning. It's like it's screaming, a new beginning. And Fehu, look at that. It's a good year to make money. If you use strategy and stay like 3 steps ahead, it's a really good year to make a lot of money. Yeah, for sure. And I like that. Make sure you're taking care of your health too. This is telling me, Fehu talks about health, good health when it's in the upright, but you know, just want to make sure that you're taking care of your health for sure. But you've got a new beginning starting this year, and it has a lot to do with your money. I think it's going to be something with your job, maybe a big promotion or something to that effect. All right, Pisces? All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, Pisces. Bye for now.